My doctor once told me, too much of a good thing is also bad. Now, while I understand that Toyota Motor Philippines wants to do the GR Sport treatment for its entire lineup, well, it begs the question, do we really need a Toyota Rush GR Sport? Well, guys, we'll find out in this video. Let's do this. Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome back to another car feature. If you're new to my channel, I want you to click that subscribe button for your regular dose of Philippine automotive content. If you're my subscriber already, well, sit back, relax, click that like button and enjoy the show. Also special thanks to Toyota Pasong Tamo for providing the Toyota Rush GR Sport to do this car feature. If you are within the area and you need any Toyota, head on down here to Toyota Pasong Tamo and check them out. For any inquiries, you may also contact the person in my pinned comment below. This Toyota Rush GR Sport now replaces the Rush G as the top-of-the-line variant of the Rush here in the Philippines, and with the added GR Sport bits and pieces, well, it also received a price bump. It now has a retail price of 1,176,000 Philippine pesos, which is 76,000 pesos more expensive than the Rush G of yesteryear. However, guys, it does get some GR Sport bits and pieces here and there, so we'll see in my video if these GR Sport bits and pieces are enough to justify that price increase. Unfortunately, the upgrades are few and far in between. You see, the front fascia of this Rush GR Sport remains largely unchanged from the Rush G, save for the added cladding and bits found on the front bumper. Now, these added cladding here gives the Rush GR Sport a bulkier and meatier look. However, guys, aside from that, well, all the other bits remain largely unchanged. The Rush GR Sport still gets LED headlights here, halogen fog lights, and the same Rush front grille. I mean, if you look closely at the grille, guys, we don't even get a GR Sport badge on the front grille. Here on the side, the Rush GR Sport gets an additional side garnish here at the lower part of the doors, which gives this Rush that rugged flavor to make it look sportier. Nope, sorry guys, it doesn't really do it for me. You see, the thing is, aside from that side garnish, well, this side profile is practically identical to the Toyota Rush G. Heck, we don't even get the GR Sport badge on the front fender, similar to the ones found in the Hilux GR Sport. However, guys, well, it's not all doom and gloom here, because this top-spec Rush GR Sport still gets power folding side mirrors with LED turn signals, and we still have these low-profile, blacked-out roof rails there, and these gorgeous 17-inch alloy wheels wrapped in 60 series tires. Now, behind these wheels, we get the same mechanical bits found in the other Rush variants, because we have ventilated disc brakes up front and drum brakes at the back. But for the suspension, well, this Rush GR Sport still rides on a ladder frame chassis, and that's paired with a McPherson front suspension and an axle type rear suspension. Now, that tells me, guys, that this Toyota Rush, including this GR Sport trim, is really meant for carrying heavy loads, and it's also meant for some off-road purposes because the ground clearance stands at 220 millimeters, which is pretty tall for a small SUV, and it's also pretty similar to the other Rush variants. The rear end of the Toyota Rush GR Sport may look identical to the Rush G variant, but thankfully guys, we now get a GR Sport badge right here, and we also have a rear bumper that has been given the GR Sport treatment. Now when you pop open the manual liftgate of this thing, you'll notice that the Toyota Rush GR Sport gets the same cargo capacity that's found in the other Rush variants. With the third row in use, it still gives back around 213 liters of cargo space, which is good enough for, as you can see, a medium-sized luggage here, plus maybe a small backpack beside it. Now guys, if you need more space than 213 liters, well, the third row seats can tumble forward, as you can see. And once you tumble it forward, it will now give you over 500 liters of cargo space, which is good enough to fit in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, around 5 medium-sized luggage. Now, in case you're wondering, guys, well, the spare tire can also be found underneath the Toyota Rush GR Sport. One of my issues with the local GR Sport models is the fact that they're mostly show without any go. Unfortunately, guys, well, the same can be applied for this Toyota Rush GR Sport. You see, it gets the same engine found in the base trim Toyota Rush E, which is a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder gasoline motor that's only good for 102 horsepower and 134 Newton-meters of torque. However, guys, the good news here is, well, it sends power to the rear wheels via a very dependable 4-speed automatic transmission. Now, the fact that the Toyota Rush is a rear-wheel drive platform with a ladder frame chassis is probably the only reason why Toyota still maintains the Rush in the lineup, because it is a highly capable mini or small SUV that can haul heavier loads than, let's say, the all-new Toyota Avanza or even the all-new Toyota Veloz. Hop inside the cabin of the Toyota Rush GR Sport and you are treated to a cabin that is exactly identical to the Rush G variant. I mean, we don't get any GR-specific bits and pieces here, and I was kind of disappointed to see that even the front seats are just your regular Rush seats. We don't get those GR Sport seats with those faux leather trimming with Alcantara and the GR Sport badging on the headrest. We don't get that here. Heck, we don't even get the GR Sport engine push-start button right there, and no, guys, don't even ask about Toyota Safety Sense. You see, the Rush GR Sport doesn't get Toyota Safety Sense, and as you can see on your screen, it gets the exact same safety bits found in the Rush G. Now guys, the only upgrade found here is the infotainment system, because while it has the same size touchscreen there, I believe this is around 7 inches, well, it does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto now. The thing is, what Toyota giveth, Toyota shall taketh away. Because this Rush GR Sport also comes with a reverse camera, but unlike the Rush G variant, well, the reverse camera image of this Rush GR Sport does not get any reverse guidelines. You see, the Rush G trim used to have reversing guidelines, but, well, we don't get that here. So yeah, it's a bit of a give and take, or give or take. Now, other than that, guys, as I said, the entire cabin remains exactly similar or identical to the Rush G, which means that we get the signature Toyota hard plastics on the dashboard. The middle dashboard is also, well, it's in off-white with some faux stitching, but it's also hard plastic, see? And even the door cards here are hard plastics. And even the elbow rests on the door cards are not even padded. I mean, these are just hard plastics. Now, thankfully, guys, we do get a leather-wrapped steering wheel here, and the steering wheel also adjusts for tilt, but it doesn't really telescope, guys, so a bit of a bummer there. And we have the same fully automatic climate control setup here, which is good. But we also just have a manual handbrake. And if you'll notice, we don't get a center armrest. I mean, I don't know what's with that, Toyota. I mean, you gave the all-new Toyota Avanza a center armrest. Even the base spec Avanza E gets a center armrest, but this top-of-the-line Toyota Rush GR Sport doesn't have a center armrest. I mean, instead of a center armrest, we get 3 small cup holders here, which fails my 600 ml clean canteen test. As you're seeing now, yeah, it doesn't fit my 600 ml clean canteen. So yeah, it's a bit on the small side. So it would have been better if you just gave the Toyota Rush GR Sport a center armrest and call it a day. Now guys, the fact that this cabin is practically identical to the Rush G and we don't get any GR Sport specific bits and pieces here, kinda leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. If we didn't get any major changes or upgrades in the front part of the cabin, then don't expect to get any changes at all here on the second row or even the third row. You see, it's the exact same layout as the other Rush variants here in the country, which means that we get a row of AC vents here on the ceiling with some blower controls there. Pretty similar to a typical MPV, although most people out there will argue that the Rush is not an MPV, but rather a small SUV. And yeah, I tend to agree with you guys, so don't worry about it. But well, the aircon layout is still pretty similar to an MPV. Now, in terms of the absolute space here, well, as expected from a small SUV, it's a bit on the tight side, guys. So even for someone like me who's 5'6", well, I only get around 5 inches of knee room here, and this is my driving position. And the headroom is around 5.5 inches. So it's not really the most stellar cabin space in the category. Now, I also noticed that the seats also doesn't provide that much of a thigh support here. The seats are a bit on the small side, guys, a bit on the narrow side. So if somebody like me, who's just a 5'6" dude, can feel that, then imagine if you're a 6-footer who's sitting here inside the Rush. Yeah, it's not going to be the most comfortable vehicle to ride in. Now guys, as for the third row seats, well, they're pretty useful for small kids, or let's say it's best really for people or your so-called friends who you would like to torture. Unlike the other GR Sport models in Toyota's local lineup, this Toyota Rush GR Sport felt a little bit underwhelming. You see, that added 76,000 Philippine peso price bump only gave this thing some exterior bits and trimmings plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which in my opinion is not enough to justify that price increase. Heck guys, they could have given us a center armrest and maybe I'd be happier. You see, if you're looking for a Toyota vehicle that can haul heavy loads, then you're better off with the base spec Toyota Rush E. Now, if you're looking for a good-looking family vehicle, then the all-new Toyota Avanza presents a better deal. Now, this Rush GR Sport are for those hardcore Toyota Rush fans out there who wants a sportier-looking drive. Because guys, to be perfectly honest, that's all there is to it. Anyway, thanks for watching.